Hello there, World of Tankers! Welcome to the channel! I'm of course your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking into the Tier 8 Polish heavy tank, the 53 TP. Now this is a tank that is pretty weird. It's a super long vehicle at that. As you can see, it's much longer than your average heavy tank, but not only that, but it carries some really cool and funky armor. So we're going to be breaking into everything you need to know about this vehicle, just like my 60 TP review. If you haven't checked that out, make sure to do so. But yeah, we're going to be breaking into the armor of this tank, how it plays, and everything else like that. Now, obviously, I will be breaking into the Tier 9, the Tier 7, and the 6 in future content, but I figured the Tier 8 and the Tier 10 are most likely the most prominent tiers that people will be wanting to know about. So when we break into the gun of this Tier 8 vehicle, it's got very poor DPM, you'll notice, for a 420 damage per shot gun. Now, the alpha is very nice. 420 means that you'll outtrade a lot of enemy opponents, and with your tungsten shells that you're able to use, which means you get an extra 15% damage increase. If we do really quick, was it 420 and multiply that by 0.15, you're going to get an extra 63 damage per shot. So you're actually going to have 483 damage per shot for 3 shells with the tungsten shells. In fact, now that I think about it, let me run high-end consumables so I'm actually able to get those 3 shells out. As well, I'm of course running adrenaline, so while the DPM is not great on this tank, I don't think it's too much of a hindrance, judging that the vehicle itself has very, very strong, should I say, damage per shot with those tungsten shots. Now, dispersion is terrible. It's 0.367, and that's one of the most inaccurate heavies you'll find at Tier 8, although it's very similar to vehicles like the IS-5 and other Russian guns, but it's still pretty bad. And same for the aiming time at 3.4 seconds. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's okay. So the gun on the tank doesn't seem to be anything incredible, although I will say the penetration of 236 on the standard and 278 on the premium is fantastic. When we break onto the mobility, the tank has a very solid power-to-weight ratio of 17.2. Its traverse speed of 42 degrees a second makes it seem more like a medium, and even though its top speed says it goes 40, mine actually goes 44 because I'm running the improved gear oil, which will make your tank go 4 faster forwards and 4 faster in reverse. Now, I would suggest for anybody running the provisions to run improved gear oil and improved fuel instead of running gear oil because, well, you can see the benefits here are definitely outweighed by improved fuel over just gaining that 2 km/h forward and backwards speed. So let's see how this tank can perform. Now, armor-wise, before I forget, the armor on this tank is actually very strong. The upper plate is very good, as you can see. It's 230 thick. That means if you're loading premium rounds, it's 253. And to show you the exact armor value, we need to get a tank that shoots heat. And here we go. The M30 shoots heat. Perfect. So the base armor on the upper plate is 262 thick. That means if you're using your gun depression, it's going to be upwards of 325. Even with calibrated shells on the turret, you cannot pen it because it's 330 to 350 thick. This is one of the strongest, in fact, I would be willing to say the strongest Tier 8 turrets in the game. So even though the hull can be penned by heat shells, I mean, look at the hull down capabilities on this tank. Plus, you can side scrape it at an angle like this. The sides are incredibly hard to pen, and the fronts as well. I mean, look at this tank's angling. It is actually really strong, although the side armor here is quite weak. But with 8 degrees of gun depression, oh, this is going to be one fun vehicle to use. Do I think it's going to be overpowered? I don't know yet. We're going to have to see, well, in just a moment here, because I personally have not played any battles in this tank. The vehicle I'm really worried about being overpowered is actually the Tier 7. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but the armor profile on the Tier 7 seems to be incredibly strong against other Tier 7s. Let's do a T29. I mean, look at that armor. The upper plate, 217 thick. That turret is incredibly strong. I can't wait to try out it, although, maybe not. I don't know. It's got a strong upper plate. You can see base is about 185, but we'll have to see how it is, actually. I have no clue, but the gun seems pretty nice, and we're in a game, so this is perfect. We have 2 53 TPs on my team and 1 on the enemy team, so this should be a good representation of how many you should see in the battlefield. Now, I'm not sure how many 60 TPs are going to be out there. Right now, it is completely cancerous and toxic for how many there are rolling out. I mean, it's not even fun to play Tier 10 because you'll play up against 5 and 6, 50. Oh my god, this thing is way too quick on traverse speed. But as I said, it's not even fun to play Tier 10 because there are so many 60 TPs that it's actually ridiculous. Now, I would love to push my tank to the medium side, but because my heavies have no clue which way to go on Faust, Unfortunately, I have to push my tank towards this side, although we'll see what the enemy team does. Now, the mobility, as I said, it's pretty good. I mean, you can see we're going 40 over, for 40 actually there for a moment. There's the VK168. Let's aim in a premium shell, and oof, that did not go anywhere where I wanted it to. We have the Studa a mill off to the side, and actually we got a lot of tanks in the enemy team over towards this part of the map. There is the Stirrer a mill, so let's see if we can aim in a shell on him. Wow, he actually got a very nice pen to me, but you know what? We hit him back, so he deserved it. I have no clue how he actually hit me. I guess my hull was sticking. No, he just hit right in between the weak spots. Well, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? 4, 3, 2, 1, and that guy looks like he was getting back in the cover, so not much we're going to be able to do that to his vehicle, and my team on the other side seems like they're doing okay. But, man, this is not good. I don't know why my team wanted to go to this side of the map. You can't work anything here. It's no gun depression. The other side actually has some very solid gun depression angles. This side, yeah, not so much. So, right now, I am just chilling. We got the Leo off to the side, and honestly, I'm not even going to support my team on this side. I'm really not. They're useless to me. So, yeah, let's see what we can do. We got that Leo over here, and yeet! Beautiful shell going right into that Leo's turret. I mean, I actually really like the gun on this tank. Sure, it might have very, very poor DPM, but who said DPM was a necessitant for winning battles? I mean, this gun still has very high and chunky alpha, and what that means is obviously you're going to be out-trading enemy opponents that you do come up against pretty easily. So I'm using that good mobility the tank does have, and we are skadooshing our way off to this side to hopefully come up behind tanks like the enemy VK168. So we're going to see if we can do that here. There is that 168, speaking of the devil, and he is pushing his tank forwards. Now we got the Predator off to the side, and as we talked about, this thing hull down is incredibly strong. So in a position like this, I am really not even worried about being penned by his vehicle. Let's put on our special ammo, and boom, max roll. 525 damage there. Oh my. That is pretty dang insane. Alright, well, let's reload one more shot. And you know what? Because I've got that damage ability checked on, well, we should actually be able to get one more shell out. Yeah, we got about 12 seconds. So with my adrenaline on, we might just be able to get one more shell out. But I'd like to see, can we bounce an ISU? Well, I don't know if we can. Let's just aim it on this VK. We got 1 second and fire. Yeah, 474. Sweet. I really want to see if we can bounce an ISU. So let's sit here. Let's just enjoy the view. Come on. Come on, fire at my take. Come on, do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that insane turret. Oh my, this thing is a beast. So, do I think this is a strong tank? Yes, I think that this is possibly one of the strongest tier 8s that have ever been released. Maybe even the strongest that you can currently get your hands on. Literally, because you can't penetrate the turret. What are you going to do up against a tank that you can't penetrate? Sure, this ISU is going to take a big chunk off me, but, well, we're going to take a pretty big chunk off his vehicle as well, and maybe we can even give him a bit of a love tap. There you go, finishing him off, and well, that first game showcased just what this tank can do. I mean, that was a fantastic battle, over 3,000 damage. It's mobile, it's got great frontal armor, side-scraping capabilities are great, and, well, yeah, there you go, 3,287 damage without even coming with a first class or mastery. So pretty dang insane, if I do say so. Let's do one more battle, see if we can keep that up, but we're going to find out, right? It's always tricky if you're going to do well the second game, but either way, that first battle we easily showcased, and let's actually see what that ISU was looking at when he was looking at my tank. So let's go to the 53 TP, and let's go to the tier 8. Where is it? ISU 152. Nope, that's not the 152. This is, wow, look at that turn armor. That's actually insane. With enhanced armor, what the heck? Now with premium shells, he can pen it, but it looks like he actually hit that spot. That is an insanely thick turret. I don't think I've ever seen a vehicle at tier 8 that is that strong of a turret. Maybe the T-34, but you can still pen the edges. This thing is just 330 all around the tank. So here we go, one more battle. Let's see what we can do. There is the tier 7. Very weird looking tank, right? I actually like the design of it. It looks interesting, but it's pretty quick, as you can see. That's a weird vehicle. I really like that. So we got the M30, we got a VK45, there's a Yag Panther. Let's just shoot on the move, and, well, that's the dispersion that I did talk about. It's pretty bad. I mean, you don't want to try shooting tanks on the move. Thankfully, we do have big alpha, so we should be able to out-trade this guy. Let's even put on our tungsten shells here to see if we can just really slap that guy. Boom, 460. That's gotta hurt. That's really, really gotta hurt. Let's put on my adrenaline here. Maybe we can get a shot into, like, the Tiger or the Yo over here. So let's try that really quick. And, yeah, let's get a shot into that Yo. We can't HE it, but you know what? Oh, my God. That was literally over 1,000 health gone. I just got hit by, like, 5 freaking tanks. Holy. Did not expect that to happen. You know what? You know what? I will take a shot from this Jagdpanther just to get one back into this guy. That was a really mean guy. Oh, let's see if we can get a shot into that M41. Sweet! That Jagdpanther, though, I'm surprised on how quick that tank actually is getting around that corner. I'm underestimating the mobility of the Jagdpanther. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back up, because I don't want to bleed anymore. So let's back up. Let's see if we can maybe get a shell into this guy, and aiming. Yeet! There you go. He is dead. No longer having to deal with his tank. Although, unfortunately, I don't expect that guy yet to get a bounce really there. Let's reload. We should be able to get a shell into the 53 TP. And aiming and fire. Obviously, because I am running calibrated shells, this thing has incredible AP penetration as we went over. So, yeah, I quite easily cut through the frontal armor on that tank. But honestly, this vehicle seems really, really strong. I would highly suggest for everybody to try and grind this vehicle. Try it out, because if you don't like it, it's a tier 8. You know, you didn't waste all of your time, your hard-earned time grinding down the line. But if you enjoy the tank, I mean, just the gun on this vehicle is so strong. Now, let's get a shot into that guy. There you go, nice 413 damage, and all that's left is the enemy Tiger 1 and the Yo. So let's reload here. We got 20 seconds left before our tungsten is ready, which is quite a bit of time. So let's just see if we can get one shell out into the Tiger here, and kablooey. There you go, 381. So that was 2 games. That was 2,700 damage in the second battle and over 3,000 damage in the first. Sure, I made a mistake there. I overexposed the sides of my vehicle massively. But that's not the tank's fault, is it? I mean, this is basically what I did in the vehicle when I poked out. So you're going to pen that every time. But frontally, the armor, that's really, really strong. And plus that gun depression, it's honestly a great tank. I think the tier 7 actually has great gun depression as well. Yeah, 8 degrees, which is fantastic. The tier 9 has pretty good gun depression, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Yep, 8 degrees. I mean, all of the vehicles have great armor on the turret and fantastic gun depression. Even the tier 6 has pretty good gun depression. Yeah, 8 degrees. And look at that skid plate there. It's actually surprisingly thick at 240. I mean, that's an ISU we're looking at here. And even with an ISU, you could bounce that upper plate, as you can see. So very strong, although the other parts are pretty weak. Hopefully, all of you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But, yeah, I thought that this tier 8 was honestly a fantastic vehicle, and it might be the most enjoyable out of the whole line for me. I'm trying to enjoy the 60 TP, but with there being so many spammed at tier 10, I'm really not enjoying it. So, let me know what you guys think about this line. But, yeah, hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!